And for a lot of people this time of year, they're complaining it doesn't feel like summer. But actually, yesterday, it's pretty much seasonal, especially with the humidex values above almost close to that 30 mark. Hi, I'm Carrie Olver. Are you ready for the big long weekend? I have good news and maybe a little bit of bad news, all depending on where you are. But we do have showers moving into the area, so maybe we can get through this over the next 24 hours and leave you with more dry conditions over the weekend. So this evening, certainly you got to take your umbrella with you. We do expect some accumulating rain. It's going to continue throughout much of the evening overnight. Through tomorrow, we should see an improvement, but there is a risk of thunderstorms today. And then in areas through eastern Ontario, we do have that risk through tomorrow. So just be prepared for that. And then as we get into your 7 days, we'll talk more about that in just a couple of moments in your long weekend forecast. But first, a real story of inspiration.
Perfect deal.
So many people traveling this big long weekend. We thought we'd give you a few spots stateside. Now, if you are traveling down the I-95, probably a little bit more unsettled throughout the course of the weekend than the I-75. Of course, that's along the eastern seaboard, all the heat in Vegas. Well, if you're taking off to Europe, you're just lucky in general, but actually you're going to get some good weather. So all these selected cities are all looking absolutely ideal. A lot of heat going on in Greece as well as other areas right across Europe. Well, July 31st is a day that will go down in history for the city of Edmonton, and this is why. So there was some good coming out of such tragedy. You know, scary thing about tornadoes is that some people, instead of running from them, actually want to chase them. Information, and of course, we have our Storm Hunter series here as well. This is what's coming up. It's an exciting event. We'll talk about the forecast for the weekend. So did you think July was a really wet month? Well, with the big events that went on over the past little while, of course. Pearson, 170 millimeters. Look at Windsor, 257 millimeters. Now, we were doing some digging. None of these appear at this point to be any record-breaking totals, which kind of surprised me. Let's take a look today. We do have some rain moving in, so we will be adding to that today. So we could see more persistent and heavier rain throughout the overnight hours today. There could be an isolated non-severe thunderstorm, and then moving along the front in eastern areas of Ontario, we could expect that through Thursday. So if you are doing some traveling, just bear that in mind. It'll start to clear through the course of the day, but temperatures are not going to be terrific over the next weekend. What we're going to be seeing are temperatures slightly below that seasonal mark, and we will have a bit of a disturbance still with some cloud lingering as this front starts to move further off to the east, and up around Cottage Country we could see some cloud. So we have to really watch this weekend forecast because it's the kind of thing you just need to be prepared for. And that means if you're doing some camping, take the rain gear and take a warm sweater for those overnight lows that could be on the chilly side.